Life can be fucking hard. Life has not been falling into place for me lately, but instead of bitching about it, I'm feeling the need to turn it into something positive. A few days ago, I was so stressed out that I actually broke down into tears right in the middle of getting checked into my hotel in Keystone, Colorado. That's when I knew I needed to post this video. I think most people look at my YouTube channel, they see me traveling all over the place and assume that I must be happy all the time. Alas, they would be incorrect. I tend to believe that struggles are the universe telling us it might be time to make some changes. So I've decided to create this mental health playlist. One big issue I have with society is that we tend to focus on problems. The thing is, what we focus on expands. So if we continue to focus on problems, we simply will see more problems. Instead, we need to find solutions. My hope for this playlist is to A. Show struggling people they are not alone. B. Create a community where we are able to support each other. C. As mentioned, focus on solutions. I tend to measure my life by the number of maximum happiness moments. These are moments where we feel like nothing else could be better. A moment we are so grateful for. Some people call them moments of joy. I was watching an episode of Port Protection recently where the lady with one arm made a comment that caught my attention. She said with so much confidence, "I am exactly where I was meant to be." The reason it caught my attention is because it's been a long time since I've had a feeling like that. I've often thought about what it would take to feel like I'm happy. For me, it comes down to four things. Number one, settle into a city that I love. Number two, have a peaceful and relaxing living situation. Number three, have a job that makes me feel proud. And number four, hopefully someday find a girlfriend that makes me want to be a better person. Now that I've set the stage, I want to show you a video that I recorded when I was hiking in Utah recently. I had so many things in my mind that I had to find a way to release them. My plan was to bury this video at the end of a hiking video. But then I thought to myself, am I not doing a disservice to all the people I could be helping? People are so scared to talk about this stuff because maybe someday their boss might see it or whatever. Again, I say, life. It's fucking hard. Let's watch this video. As some of you know, I like to talk about mental health because I've had my own struggles, as most people do, but very few people talk about it. And woke up this morning, had my coffee and breakfast, and I was thinking, I got so much stuff in my brain, I got to start writing it down, and I got to get it off my chest. So here goes. Let's talk about some stuff. Man, I've been having some issues lately. Let's start there. So getting out of bed in the morning has just been a struggle. I mean, I wake up and I think, like, what's the purpose? What am I even going to do today? You know what I mean? And so I typically like to find solutions, and so my solution lately has just been having really good coffee and really good breakfast, which is usually like Dunkin' Donuts coffee and cinnamon rolls, or the Ethiopian Yirgacheffe from Target is awesome. I've been drinking that as well, so that gets me out of bed. And then once I have my coffee, I typically am a little bit more motivated. I got notes here, so I might be rambling a bit. I hope you find this to be interesting, but I find that I'm struggling to get motivated, but the only things that I am motivated to do is get out and explore and create my YouTube videos. For whatever reason, I get super excited about creating these YouTube videos. The finished product really something that I'm super proud of. There might be some people coming up the trail, so I might shut this off in a minute, but my issues we're talking about, I've got some anger issues right now, and if you know my background, I used to struggle with adrenal fatigue, and that used to be the source of my anger. But my anger is coming from other sources now, which I'm trying to discover exactly where it's coming from. Not an anger to where I'm like, fighting people and road raging, but just I find myself to be really kind of hot-tempered when it comes to the little things of life. Struggling to find a balance. I love camping alone. I love the solitude, the peace and quiet, the time to think. But I also thrive on meeting people, so I'm trying to find that balance of how much time do I spend meeting new people, and how much time do I spend alone. And one of the only other things, these flies are brutal, that I kind of am looking forward to right now is I feel the universe is calling me to move to Longmont, Colorado. I loosely have a job lined up there. I've always felt super comfortable in Longmont. So that is kind of the problems that I'm dealing with right now. Now I wanted to get into some more of the societal issues. So let me change this up and we'll talk some more. I thought I heard some people coming up the trail. I got a better view now anyway. But I really struggle the daily grind, some people call it the human condition. What are we here for? What created us and what's the purpose of our life? Finding purpose in life is a big time struggle. Some of you know I come up just a little bit. Struggled with suicidal thoughts quite a bit. The next issue I know is probably a hot button topic. I'm not trying to piss anybody off, but I don't really agree with procreation. Creating a family just to enhance your own life. I feel like it's such a selfish act, so I think about why did my parents bring me into this world? Was their life so great that they're like, let's bring Jason into this world so he can enjoy 85 years on this planet? Because life is tough. My Spanish teacher used to say jokingly, life sucks and then you die. And it's not really that bad, but it is tough. I know specific things about my mom and my dad and their childhood that made things a bit challenging. My mom's sister died when she was maybe in high school. My dad's dad was real hard ass. I even know that my grandma Vanderbilt, who was, I love more than anything in this world. I had a dream about her just the other night. In her later years, she was really unhappy. And so what made my parents think, oh, Jason would just love it here for 85 years. Let's put him on this planet because he's going to have so much fun. The things that I find to be pretty tough are all the distractions we deal with on a daily basis, These dumbass smartphones, emails and text messages and notifications. And then you jump online and you've got ads and you've got videos and TV commercials and the phone is ringing and it's just all nonsense all the time. I used to love watching the news. But the mainstream media, their only goal is to just divide society, which is such bullshit, I like to think of myself, I've had some black friends in my life, but if you were to watch the media almost makes me want to be racist. And it's just really tough pill to swallow. I actually don't even watch the news anymore because I found that it was not a great way to start the day. Organized religion. I grew up, Christian Reformed, and God created Earth 8,000 years ago. And if you have premarital sex, you're going to hell. If you get divorced, you're going to hell. But I can kill somebody and ask for forgiveness and I'm going to heaven. It just doesn't make any sense. And when stuff doesn't make sense, there's a reason for it. Almost everything on this earth makes sense. To me, organized religion makes no sense. I've been watching Ancient Aliens on Hulu. I don't know, I think it originally airs on the History Channel. And Ancient Aliens actually formulate some theories about creation. Not necessarily creation, but just some of the biblical stories and how the pyramids were built. And they actually make sense of a lot of stuff. And I tend to believe in a lot of the theories that they're putting forth. But I also started reading this book recently called The Infinite Wisdom of the Akashic Records. And they talk about our soul's journey and how the reason many of us are unhappy in this life is because our soul is trapped in this body. And our soul doesn't necessarily want to be trapped in this body. It talks about past lives. And, once we die, then our soul goes into, the infinite whatever until it gets trapped in another body. And they say that that's part of the struggling with the human condition is that our soul is just trapped. And obviously it would be miserable because, life can be a bit challenging. Move this around so you can see me a bit. Another thing I struggle with is all the daily decisions. So do we strive for the American dream, or do we reward ourselves with a day off? Do we go to the gym and work out, or do we relax today? Do I stay single? Do I start dating? You know, a lot of times when we do reward ourselves, we pay the price. There are consequences. You go out with some friends and have too many drinks. I gotta switch arms, that's killing me. Go out with some friends and have drinks, and you have one too many drinks, the next day you feel like shit. You go and have a hot fudge sundae to reward yourself from a week of hard work, and then the next day your stomach's upset. It's just life can be challenging like that, and then you regret it. You regret having one too many drinks. You regret having a little bit too much dessert. Another thing I struggle with is I could spend all day just doing my best to stay positive and be happy, and I wake up in the morning and tell myself, today I'm gonna have a great day. And this happened just the other day, actually. I drove my camper all the way over here to Logan, Utah. Logan, Utah is known for their Mormons, Church of Latter-day Saints, big Bible thumping community. And I'm just walking down the street thinking, all right, another chapter in my life. Let's try to make this trip a good one. Find something to get motivated about, something to get excited about. And these punk-ass kids are just driving down the street, and for no reason, I'm just minding my own business, they scream out the window, faggot! You know what I mean? And then, obviously I can not let that ruin my day, but it gets in your head, you know what I mean? Like this really conservative community, and these punk-ass kids just want to scream out at the window, and for what purpose? Like, they don't know what I'm dealing with. They don't know, if I'm thinking about killing myself, or if a family member just died, and then they're just like, are they purposely trying to ruin my day? Is that a force of the universe testing me? I mean, what is that about? That's the kind of shit that really gets under my skin. And then, most of us are already so hard on ourselves. We're like our own worst enemy sometimes. And yet society loves to judge us, and they love to criticize us. One of my huge pet peeves with YouTube is the thumbs down button. I bust my ass to produce these videos, and sometimes spend the whole day hiking and half of the next day producing the video. And then some, jackass nerd sitting in his basement hits the thumbs down button because he just wants to, just be a dickhead. And it's such a faceless act. Those are the kinds of things that I really struggle with in society. But I'm just trying to find something to get motivated about. This potential job in Longmont I'm kind of excited about. I guess as excited as you can get about a job, I'm actually going to try to get into the construction industry a bit. Working in the office is just the distractions, as I mentioned, with email and the internet and the phone calls and, just customer service. It's just become too much. My brain is kind of evolved over the years. I think differently now. And so I'm trying to find a career that can suit that path. I enjoy projects. I enjoy seeing a finished product. So thanks for listening. Thanks for letting me get this off my chest. Man, I just got to get this internal anger under control. Recently got into a fight with my parents. I don't know if that's the source of some of it. I was already struggling when I got in a fight with them. So I don't know. Forgiveness is a big thing, but I don't know that I owe anybody an apology or that anybody needs to be forgiven. I just think I need to move on and start a new chapter in my life. So I'll actually be coming through Arches National Park and the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, working my way back into the Denver, Boulder, Longmont area. So let's continue this hike. I feel like a weight has been lifted. I hope you're having a great day. Let's keep on moving.